Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the possibility of a Julio Jones trade either happening during, before, or after the NFL draft this Thursday. If you guys do find this video interesting, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I post next. As you guys do know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday I post sports videos. Tuesdays are usually for Valorant, and Thursdays any game you want. So, if you want more gaming content from me, please go follow my Twitch. I stream 7 to 10:30 p.m. EST every single day, Monday through Friday. I try my best to play a variety of games, but it usually ends up being a lot of Valorant. So, please go follow me. I hit affiliate over there, so you can subscribe to me, and you can sub, and you can financially support me. But let's get into this video talking about Julio Jones and his future with the Falcons. So, there are currently some rumors going around NFL Twitter, and just like the draft Twitter as well, that Julio Jones is currently being called about by NFL teams around the league, and that the Falcons are actually taking the calls seriously. I'm surprised, and I'd be even more surprised if he actually is traded before the NFL trade deadline, because as we know with the NFC, there are about 4 spots guaranteed with the NFC that will make it this year, that being the Bucks, the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Packers. Every other NFC spot is open in my opinion. You still got to get someone from the NFC East, so just throw one of them in there, one of those 4. Most likely going to be the Cowboys. But that's 5 of the 7 guaranteed. The Saints and the Bears probably won't make it this year. Solely on the Bears are still having a situation at quarterback. And the Saints, Drew Brees just retired. Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston, I don't think are going to be able to make it to the playoffs. I think they might be above 500, but I don't know if they're a playoff team. So the Falcons are one of those teams that I think can, if they have a really good draft, can drastically improve with a new head coach, new offensive system, new defensive coordinator, just brand new everything, the coaching, brand new GM as well. I think they're one of those teams that can shoot up boards and probably make the 6th or 7th seed of the playoffs. So if I was the front office of the Atlanta Falcons, I would not trade Julio Jones just yet. One, his cap hit is massive. It's going to be, if you're going to trade him away, it's probably not going to be for a first, just because of how much, how big of the cap hit and dead cap you'll have, and the new, just how much money he's going to pay this season on another team. I think it's going to be very hard to get a first round pick right now. I'd much rather wait till the NFL trade deadline, only because you don't know how good your team is going to be. Matt Ryan is still a top 16 quarterback. They got Mike Davis, the running back from the Panthers, who I really like. They're probably going to draft someone as well with the Falcons. They signed Cordell Patterson. They might draft Kyle Pitts, number 4 overall, for their tight end room. The offensive line should improve just because they're very young, and it's just improve with age. Their defense should be going back to a 3-4, where their linebackers Deion Jones thrived in 2016. Their secondary, again, another year of cohesiveness and another year of just getting better. Mainly AJ Terrell. I think all they need is one really good draft this season, and they could easily be a playoff contender. So I think trading Julio Jones too soon might stop those playoff chances, unless you trade him during the draft and you draft immediately like a Jalen Waddle. Let's say the Detroit Lions call you and they say, hey, we traded back from number 7 to number 10 or number 11, and we would like to call you about Julio Jones and trade this number 11 overall pick for Julio Jones. Do they say no to that? Do they say no to a top 15 draft pick where Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, and Jamar Chase are all going to go? And there's only one wide receiver that isn't even being talked about in the top 10, being Jamar Chase at 5. There's no other wide receiver being taken in the top 10. So if you can get to number 12 or number 11, you're guaranteed one of the top 3 wide receivers in the class. So I think if let's just say the Lions trade back with the let's just say the Lions trade back with the Chargers, right? The Chargers move up, draft Penei Sewell, or they draft Rashawn Slater, and you're there at number 11 or number 12. I think you're there at number 12 as the Atlanta Falcons. Do you say no to that deal, knowing you can immediately replace him with a Jalen Waddle on a rookie contract, save some cap money for for the future, get another prospect opposite of Calvin Ridley? Now you have money to pay Calvin Ridley. I think it's interesting. I think that is an interesting draft day trade that I would consider. But I don't know if I would take it, just because Julio Jones is a top 5 receiver. You know what I mean? He's currently a top 5 receiver in the league. Do you want to give him up for a prospect that is not going to be as good as him immediately? Jalen Waddle's great. He has great top speed, really good on go routes, deep ball threat, really good in the slot as well with that speed and his shiftiness. Also just a very smart and intelligent player, knows, how to read zones, how to read man coverage. Very good wide receiver prospect coming out. Most years would be the #1 receiver, but it's because this receiver class is very, the depth is very good and the top end is really good. He's not the #1 receiver, but in most years he would be. I think you do listen to them. Maybe you take it depending on how Arthur Smith is thinking. I would wait till the trade deadline though, because let's say you don't trade Julio Jones, you draft Kyle Pitts at #4, and you just fill out your team, whether it's corner, safety, linebacker, defensive line. You just fill out your roster on defense, the rest of your picks, right? And then you go 5-2, 5-3, 6-4. You're middling around that 6th, 7th seed in the NFC, and then November rolls around. Do you, maybe Julio Jones has more trade bait now. Maybe you're not interested in trading him at all at that point. Maybe no one's calling him about him because like, oh yeah, they're on a playoff run. We're not even gonna get a call about it. I would like to see that happen. I would like to see them hold on to him till the trade deadline. Because if you are 5-4, 5-3 at the trade deadline, you don't have to trade anybody. But if you are if you're 2-7 or 2-6, that's when you can start being like, oh man, we're 8 games out of the 7th seed. Is it even worth it to keep Julio Jones? He's an aging receiver. We can get a 2nd round pick for him, maybe a 3rd and a young prospect. We can get some kind of value for him. Let's do it. I like that. I like that idea more. Then wait until the trade deadline, seeing what their team is at, seeing what they can improve. What if, for all we know, Julio Jones has a comeback season, goes off for 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and you just traded him away in the NFL draft for Jalen Waddle, or even a 2nd round pick in the NFL draft. I don't know. I like the idea of waiting to see what's gonna happen with the season. Wait till the trade deadline with Julio Jones. I don't believe that Arthur Smith is gonna let him go too soon without being able to use him in the new offensive scheme. I think Matt Ryan will also vouch for him, be like, hey, let me have him for a couple more weeks of the regular season, see how the team does overall, and we'll see what happens from there. I think that's the most likely option. So I wouldn't believe these Julio Jones trade rumors on the day of the draft. I don't think it's going to happen. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button to be notified when I post next. Follow my Linktree in the description. All my links are in my Linktree. Go follow me on everything. I'll see you guys later.